Hey everybody, how's it going? So as you can see in the title of the stream, this is a Stan Lee tribute stream. I know this has kind of been of an unexpected stream, but after I've seen numerous headlines for the death of Stan Lee on Facebook, I feel like I needed to do this stream. Um, Hang on, let me see if I can like share this on Facebook. Just gonna let everyone know that I'm doing a tribute stream for Mr. Stan Lee. R.I.P. Stan Lee. Oh, did somebody get in that? Natalia Murillo, hello. Welcome to the stream. Stan Lee died at 95. Yes, he did indeed. And oh, Natalia, I am so sorry that I know you're just about as sad as I am. Because not only did he make some of the best cameos in all of Marvel history, but he also, sorry, I am getting a little bit emotional here. He has touched hearts of so many people, and he had passed, and I'm kind of happy because, well, I'm sorry, I know I'm getting a little emotional. Hey Austin. Sorry, this is a bit of an emotional stream for me. I loved I loved all of his cameos in the recent Marvel superhero movies. I love the cameo that he did. I know this might sound a little bit weird, but I actually loved the cameo that he did for Teen Titans Go to the Movies. I thought it was like really cool. And well, that's good to know, but but when putting this on chat, can we please just stay on topic and just talk about like how much Stan Lee has affected so many lives of so many people, even kids of today, with the Marvel, even with the modern Marvel cinematic universe of today. I remember like watching one of the first horror movies, and it was like, oh man, I remember seeing it with my dad, and I'm in the Natalia, I'm from the United States, so can we please just stay on topic? We're still trying to. Oh, hey Pixel, sorry if I sound a little bit emotional. It's just that I am like really passionate about like what Stan Lee has done for the geek community and how he has Stan Lee. He was his comics. They were the main reason why everyone in the geek community had been brought together, and he's the reason why I love getting into geek culture today, especially with all of the newer Marvel movies, like the Spider-Man movies that I saw. Like for an example, I even saw his cameo in Deadpool. I loved all that. That and from what I've read, he was a World War II veteran, I believe. Yeah, he fought in World War II. Like it is not a wonder why this world of today has been gone without Stan Lee and so many other people. They might have been affected by Stan Lee's passing. He was, I from what I've heard, he was like rushed to the hospital for something. Like I don't know. Like, can people in the chat please tell me, like, what was going on with that? I don't know, like, what it is. Like, sorry, I know this is a bit awkward and I'm not really talking much, but I'm trying to spread the word about this tribute stream as much as I can on Google Plus and as much as I can like whenever let's see if there's any more people who are willing to help pay this stream was made to pay our respects to Stan Lee. He was since he was such a great man, and he also was a good person to his wife. You're rest in peace, Stan Lee. Oh, okay, Natalia, please. This isn't about like other things. Like this is about this is about Stan Lee. I'm making a stream uh for uh for Stan Lee himself. So if anyone wants to come join pay respects with me to Stan Lee, then just let me know and I will add you to the chat personally. Gotta make a little link first, I think. Close that. When I first like heard that Stan Lee died recently, I was shocked. I was just like in shock. I didn't know like what exactly happened to him the first time, which I could have, but you know, like I was almost just having a good day until this news came up. I didn't know like I didn't really know like what's gonna happen, like what did happen. Like, Panda T says they said he was suffering from a long line of illnesses. Like, whoa, yeah, I think you might be right, Panda T. Yeah, didn't read the whole comment, so let's see if I can like find it on my phone. Like, they said he was suffering from a lot of illnesses. Oh yeah, I almost kind of knew that. I just don't know like what the world is ever gonna do. Well, we got 4 likes in the stream, so that's fine. That's fine, even though that's a good thing. There are at least 4 people who are paying, who are at least trying to pay our respects to Mr. Stan Lee himself. He was the one who brought the whole fan community together. Sorry, I know I'm repeating myself and I'm just stuttering, but that was this is kind of heartbreaking for me. I think the last cameo that he was in, it was Venom. Yeah, I already said that, I know, but just trying to get it out there. Yeah, I just made a little comment there. Oh, Panity, I think I might have forgotten you to make you a mod. So hang on, let me see if I can. I don't know if I can make you a mod or not. Sorry, I know I'm a bit off topic here, but they were still down to like 3 people watching now. I gotta let my buddy Godzilla Fan 2018 know that I'm live. Yeah, and I think he might be doing the live stream on the same time that I'm doing it. Sorry about that. I know this is very awkward. I've been kind of spreading the word about that. Oh, Godzilla Fan 2018's here. Hello. Do you want to join the call? I'm just asking. I know you've been doing a live stream, just kind of talking about like how Stan Lee's death has kind of affected you in some way. Oh, sorry about that. Gosh darn it, these notifications. They're keeping me away from paying respects to Stan Lee. Sure, why not? Okay. Let me see if I can add you personally. There he is. Alright. Gonna put in an invite here. So you should be receiving the invitation. If not, then oh hey Sam, long time no see. So I'm gonna be posting a link here. Here's the link just in case you want to join the hangout. If anyone is interested in doing that sort of thing, either that or they have a Google Hangouts account. Oh, sorry, Justin. I didn't realize that you were here.
It's okay.
Well, in um so what was I gonna say? Oh yes, I was just gonna ask you, like, I was suspended on this account, so I'll get on with my second account. That's fine, Sam, if you want to do so. So anyways, how has Stan Lee's creations kind of impacted you or your life personally? I know this question might not make sense, but if you're comfortable answering it, then by all means, just go right ahead. The floor is yours. Justin.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just asking you, like, about how Stan Lee's works have affected your life, if it has. If they
Yeah.
have, excuse me. Well, if you don't want to answer that question, then that's fine. Oh my gosh.
What?
I was just like upset that there are just all these notifications on my laptop. Uh, I'm just trying to, like, do something to help honor Stan Lee, but these laptop notifications, they're not letting me.
To be honest, that kind of surprised me at first.
Yeah, his death kind of surprised me too. Like, I texted my dad about this, and I'm not really sure how he's gonna feel about this. It's
Mm.
he really loves Marvel comics, and my dad was actually the one who first introduced me to the works of Stan Lee in terms of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Lucky.
Yeah. Mike's Food Review. Hello. Wow. Stan Lee was a great impact in my life. Growing up, loved all the comic books. Yeah, I know. He started out, like, as a comic artist, and I remember, like, seeing the Marvel exhibit in the Museum of Pop Culture while I was in Seattle, Washington, for the Special Olympics USA games.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I know you might be. But you know, it's always so great to see, like, the whole community just coming together in times like this. Even, like, Marvel fans, they still respect his work even to this day. Even some DC fans, even though they haven't read a Marvel comic book or touched one in a while, they still kind of respected what Stan Lee has done for the superhero fan community.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember the only times about Stanley that I can remember was, like, the movie cameos. Let's see,
Mm-hmm.
I can remember some of them that I have on the top of my head. I watched a documentary on him, and did you know that he did a show called Superhuman? Oh,
No.
that was an interesting fact. I think I have not seen the Superhuman show. I have never actually seen that. Was it from, like, the 1960s or something like that?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, that might I might look it up after this stream's over. Um, but anyways, so like, what else we got? Like, I was just talking about, like, the all the Marvel cameos. I think the first one that he did was Iron Man, and what else was there? Like, the Hulk,
Mm-hmm.
like all the other cameos. Oh, and here's Smackdown Fan 001. Hello.
Oh, crap. Mm.
Bad timing.
No, actually, we were just talking about, like, all the the cameos that Stan Lee did in his life in terms of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I loved how they were all connected in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah, I like that one too. So I almost forgot. Rec Robot 001. I forgot to ask you, like, did you hear anything about how Stan Lee died recently?
I heard that he did, but it was a bit of a surprise at first, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise to me too. Like, I had like no idea that this was happening, but then I saw headlines of Stan Lee's death on Facebook, and then I was just like, wow, it was like, oh my gosh, this really shocking. Even after like he had been suffering from a long line of illnesses, which I could not name because, well, let's face it, a lot of people might suffer from these diseases in their later lives.
Yeah, a few friends of mine are probably going to be bummed out when they hear about this. And
Yeah,
I'm sure
my dad's gonna be pretty sad, like when he hears about this too. I mean, he is a huge Stan Lee fan.
I can't show it right now, but I am a bit. If I do feel sadness for those who lost him.
Yeah, I feel my condolences to those who have lost him. His wife, at least he's with his wife in heaven right now.
Yeah, that's a plus in a way.
Yeah, that is a plus in a way. And I've heard some people say something about, like, you know, like Stan Lee taking matters into his own hands to save Spider-Man and his friends from the Soul World. I don't know if that's supposed to be a joke or not, and I don't know if that's supposed to be a metaphor.
That's a little morbid.
Yeah, it is a little bit morbid. It's probably because a lot of people are apparently referencing Infinity War as a huge meme now.
I didn't mean for it to be. It's silly that it's become a meme.
It has. Even though like Infinity War was like one of the more bigger Marvel projects that I don't think there might have been a Stan Lee cameo in. It is still pretty surprising that Infinity War has kind of like risen up to this level of internet popularity, more or less.
And yeah, trying to. He's the one who made it all possible, and hopefully they found a way to include him. I mean, they'll probably say in loving memory in the future, most likely.
Yeah, probably.
Godzilla, you okay?
Justin, you're right. You sound a little bit you sound a little bit depressed there, bud.
Huh. Well, let's see. Where should we go from here?
Yeah, maybe we could like talk about like some of the more famous comic characters that he created. Like say Peter Parker as Spider-Man. And it's pretty disheartening considering how there's a new Spider-Man movie coming out by Sony Pictures Animation, and it's called Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I personally am.
Yeah, I am a bit excited about that one too. And I want to see like how they are gonna say something about Stan Lee's passing, like maybe like in memory of Stan Lee, or
Yeah, probably that or one of the other Marvel movies. Like, I can imagine that he at least made it into Avengers 4, probably.
Yeah, probably. Or yeah, they might say something about like in memory of the man who made it all possible. Thank you, Stan Lee, in Avengers 4 or Captain Marvel.
That would be great.
Yeah, that would be that would be amazing. Like what was your I wonder what Justin's favorite Stan Lee cameo was. Is if that's if Justin is ever okay to answer that question.
I know I have a friend who's said that his favorite cameo was the one in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, I like that I like that cameo too. I also love the cameo in Thor Ragnarok, Captain America.
Yeah, he even threw Venom. He threw in Venom
Oh,
too.
Venom. That was the last one. I have never seen Venom yet actually. I'm just going to wait until like it's out on DVD or something. I think I kind of liked his
Come on.
yeah, I like his cameo in there was also this cameo in Ant-Man and didn't he have a cameo in Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah,
I
he
don't
was about to.
know. I didn't see
He
him.
was about. He was about to open his car, but then it got shrunk by a wasp or Ant-Man, and he says,
Oh
"Well, that's
yeah,
just great."
good.
Yeah, and he I also liked his cameo in Deadpool as the DJ um
Club.
in the club.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, and there was also like I don't know if you've actually known this. I know I probably have said it on Facebook, but I think this might sound weird, but I kind of liked Stan Lee's cameo in let's just say that he had a cameo in a DC movie, and there was like this one scene in like this DC movie in particular where it was like, "Hello, I'm Stan Lee," and then the people are, and he was like,
Movie.
"Oh no, oh
Yeah. We all know. We all know about it. I've seen clips of it.
yeah,
I know
I
which
like
movie
that.
you're talking about, and that's one of the. Yeah, I thought that was a interesting way to do it.
Yeah, and there and yeah, that was interesting to have like more Stan Lee in a DC film. I mean, usually whenever you see DC, when you see Stan Lee, you know that it's a Marvel movie. Or in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in this case.
Bro.
And yeah, that and whatever like these whatever like Stan Lee's in, like people are definitely gonna watch it. They are definitely just gonna see that be on the lookout for Stan Lee's cameo, like wherever he is around somewhere. Even in movies like say Iron Man, for example, because that was the first movie that he ever put himself in as a cameo because he was the person behind Marvel, and so because of that, he had to be in the Iron Man movie as a cameo.
That was yeah, it was clever.
It was, yeah, I know it was pretty clever. I forgot like what cameo he was in, like what kind of person he was like for the cameo itself. Yeah,
I know that in an interview, according to a friend of mine, he was supposed to. He said that if he ever got to choose what cameo he made, he would have more than just a few seconds. He planned he'd be in the movie more than just a few seconds. He'd be half the movie. That's what he said in an interview. He'd actually have himself, if he controlled the movie, he'd have himself in the movie more.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, and aside from the, and aside from the the cameos he was in, he's made like a huge impact on a lot of people, including kids who had very little in terms of entertainment and comic books, even from like the golden ages, back when Marvel first started.
I'll be right back.
Okay, gonna take some time to kind of reflect on. And you think he said something about like going against not to be political here, but he was kind of going against all kinds of bigotry. That's what he said in an interview back in 1968. Yeah, I've been kind of reading like headline after headline on the internet, and it seems like everyone has been paying. Everyone's been kind of sad that Stan Lee had left the Earth. But we're not. I'm not really sad though, because I'm not. I think I'm just happy because he did a lot of these great things for so many people, and he did the Marvel Cinematic Universe a favor.
Yeah, he had a great run, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he did have a great run, especially in terms of in the comic industry.
Yeah, as you were saying, hang on, let me check something. I'll still be here, but
okay.
He was also known for Doctor Strange, Hulk, and Daredevil, and Black Panther.
Yeah, those guys. And here's one of the little interesting quotes from a magazine. He says, my motto is Excelsior. That's an old word that means upward and onward to greater glory. It's on the seal of the state of New York. Keep moving forward, and if it's time to go, it's time. Nothing lasts forever. Jonathan Smith says, rest in peace, Stan Lee. I speak for all your fans when I say thank you. I live in the UK and never got to meet you, but will remember you through your comics and movies. Good night, Stan Lee, god of Marvel Comics. Good night indeed. And here's another quote from him. He says, life is never completely without its challenges. And he also said in the Washington Post, I used to be embarrassed because I just want a comic book writer while other people were building bridges or going on to medical careers. And then I began to realize entertainment is one of the most important things in people's lives. Without it, they might go off the deep end. I feel that if you're able to entertain people, you're doing a good thing.
That's a very good point. I would have gone off the deep end without certain entertainments.
Me too. And another one says, being a geek has become a badge of honor. It's geeks who really make or break a TV show or a movie or video game. They're the ones who are passionate about these things and who collect the paraphernalia and talk about them. A geek is really somebody interested in communication and entertainment and finding the best way to avail himself or herself to it. And another good quote from him is, I wanted them to be diverse. The whole underlying principle of the X-Men was to try to be an anti-bigotry story to show there is good in every person. And this is from an article on comicbook.com.
Go on.
All right. And he also said in a Cat Country 98.1 radio show thing He also said, everybody has Dr. Doom misunderstood. Everybody thinks he's a criminal, but all he wants is to rule the world. Now, if you really think about it objectively, you could walk up to a policeman and you could say, excuse me, officer, I want to tell you something. I want to rule the world. He can't arrest you. It's not a crime to want to rule the world. So it's unfair that he's considered a villain because he just wants to rule the world. Then maybe he could do a better job of it. So I'm very interested in Dr. Doom, and I'd like to clear his name.
That's what Ultron would have done, but
Ultron was trying to destroy the world, not rule it.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and he also says in an IGN.com article, the more you read, the better you're going to become a storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another one from USA Today thing. If there are people who like the work you've done, because of that, they like you and want your autograph and to take a photo. That's really gratifying. You have to be appreciative.
Yeah.
And they're also saying, it won't work. And Roland Arnas also posted another great quote, and he says, there is only one who is all-powerful, and his greatest weapon is love. Good, true that, Roland, true that. He said that the link won't work. Okay, let me see if I can add your second account personally. Can you send me your email to your second account, Sam? Anyways. He also said in the artsdesk.com article, he says, most people say, I can't wait to retire so I can play golf or go yachting or whatever they do. Well, if I was playing golf, I would want that to finish so I could go and dream up a new TV show.
Huh.
That's a pretty interesting quote. That's pretty interesting. He also said in a IGN.com article, I don't know where the hell I'll be in 5 years. Maybe I'll be producing movies. Maybe I'll be on a corner selling apples. I don't know, but I'm having a hell of a lot of fun. That's all that mattered, is that he was having fun while doing the things that he loved to do.
That's optimistic.
Yeah, very optimistic indeed. Okay, so here is his, let me see if I can add you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just got a invitation. I just put your email there, and you should receive the invitation to come on to the stream.
Well, please using Google Chrome like I am.
Yeah, I'm using Google Chrome too, because Google Hangouts really works well with Google Hangouts. Last time I tried it, and remember what happened? Woohoo! Hello! Welcome to the stream.
Yes, it's me, Sam.
Yep. Hey, Sam. Oh. My apologies. So we were just talking about how Stan Lee has affected people's lives not only through movie cameos, but he's also impacted other people's lives through comics and through some of the more greater quotes that he's said over the past few years. And one of them is, being a geek has become a badge of honor. It's geeks who really make or break a TV show or movie or video game. They're the ones who are passionate about these things to do correct the paraphernalia and talk about them. And a geek is really somebody interested in communication and entertainment and finding the best way to avail himself or herself to it. I know I said that quote already, but it's kind of interesting to see like how many times to see like how he has made like such a huge impact and he has changed so many lives in the comic industry. Do you have a favorite Stan Lee memory, Sam?
Well, I haven't heard of this guy, but yes, I've someone told me he was the creator of. Was he the creator of Marvel?
Yeah, he
Yes.
was the creator of Marvel, and he was also the co-creator of Spider-Man.
Yeah, that. Someone on Discord told me that. I haven't heard of him, but I'm pretty sure he was a good man.
Yeah, he was, and he was a good man indeed. And I think I remember like seeing a lot of like movie cameos from over the past few years. From 2008 when Marvel Studios had started producing live action Marvel comic book adaptations. I'm still upset about one thing though. Like what is it, Justin?
Apparently, they did a few shows in Sis Trophy. I was like, really? Do we really have him back at that spot again? Seriously?
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if this has anything to do with Stan. I don't know if this has anything to do with like like all like Marvel or how Stan Lee had impacted the lives through Marvel and stuff like that. Maybe we could talk about it in another stream, maybe like a Super Smash Brothers stream or something.
Yeah.
You're Smash Brothers?
Oh yeah, Smash Brothers Ultimate. He's upset that Shadow's not a playable character.
He's an assist trophy though in the last one.
Not helping.
Okay, sorry, we got way off track. We got way off track with that. So still trying to think about like what else. In the Black Panther movie, like that was one of the more popular films of the year, if I remember correctly. It was they tried to nominate that movie for the most popular film category. That's apparently the new thing with the Oscars now. I bet Stan Lee might be looking at them down in heaven and thinking, "What the hell are these people doing?" Sorry for the foul language, but I had to get that off my chest.
No, it's fine. I'm used to it.
It's fine.
Yeah, and who would want to have a Marvel movie be nominated for most popular film? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm still wrapping around how that would work.
Yeah, I'm still wrapping around how that would work too. Like, it would either go horribly wrong or horribly right. That's all that matters.
Horribly right? How can it go horrible if it's right? That doesn't make sense.
That's just a little bit of a generalization, I think. And there are like a lot of people who might not take it lightly about the whole staying in the whole white thing, the popular film category. Yeah, for Oscar standards, that's really not going to work so well. At least in my opinion, anyway.
We'll see how it goes. Nothing we can do right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. So it's almost kind of, it might be pretty disheartening to many of Stan Lee's fans if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Stan Lee would have appreciated one of his films being nominated for most popular film. I bet he wouldn't have appreciated it if he was still alive.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Well, at
Trying to
least
think of-
he. Well, in the words of Dr. Seuss, like, don't be sad because it ended, smile because it happened. And I believe that quote would apply to, like, the life of Stan Lee.
Yeah, and I can imagine Stan Lee would say that.
Yeah, I can imagine Stan Lee would say that in a movie somewhere, too. Like, and I've heard that they've kind of, like, pre-recorded the cameos, like, before, like, he was rushed to the hospital. Hey, quick question. Has anybody seen the new trailer for Detective Pikachu yet? Again, sorry for throwing you off topic.
There's a trailer for that now?
Yeah, there is a
trailer.
And apparently, Ryan Reynolds, the person who acted as Deadpool in the 2 Deadpool movies so far.
And Green Lantern. Oh.
Yeah, apparently, there was like a little film about there's a new film about Detective Pikachu coming out now in 2019.
Nightmare fuel. Yeah, jeez.
That Pikachu. I don't know about this, but he looks kind of cute. It's kind of like a little bit accurate to the anime and stuff like that. Like even it doesn't really translate well into. I don't know if that could translate well into live action, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Pikachu.
What?
What was that he said?
I'm
The
confused.
Pikachu from the trailer, the movie trailer.
Yeah, in the movie trailer.
He looks like a furry.
Oh, come on. Seriously.
Okay, to all of the furries out there, we apologize for disrespect to you in any way during the stream. I know this was supposed to be about Stan Lee, but apparently,
Wow, has
Shadow the
been-
Hedgehog over here wanted to talk about the Detective Pikachu trailer.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Can't help it. Not funny.
Yeah, sorry
not
about that.
funny.
Whole, I am so sorry about that. I know I know you're kind of a bit sensitive to jokes like that.
Whatever.
But anyways, so and wasn't he also responsible for wasn't Stanley also responsible for Captain Marvel? I think he's talking about like Captain Marvel being a woman apparently. Like I think like Captain Marvel was a woman in the comics, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I don't
Hey, you just
know.
shut up.
It looks like she was created by Roy Thomas and Gene Colan.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing enough. I think I remember like there were like promotion. There was like a trailer for Captain Marvel that came out like a few months ago. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, Captain Marvel.
I saw it.
Wait, you saw that one already?
Trailer, yes.
Okay.
Are we playing it right now, or?
Yeah, I might be playing it right now. I'm just gonna mute this, and of course, we're gonna have an advertisement for a toy.
Mm-hmm.
A robot. Oh my gosh. Holy guacamole.
First time hearing that.
What was that?
Oh, that was a Cosmo thing. Hang on, let me see if I can put this on screen share for everyone to see. And we're gonna share this, and we're gonna be presenting here. So here we are with the Marvel movie, with the Captain Marvel trailer. I bet we're gonna have fun with this.
What is that? Captain Marvel movie trailer?
Yeah, and I hear the first of the movie is 10 years before Iron Man 1. It's a date.
Yeah. And here we go.
It's laggy.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I missed that place.
War is a universal language. I know a renegade soldier when I see one. Never occurred to me that one might come from above. Space invasion, big car chase. Truth be told, I was ready to hang it up until I met you today. So
Here's Nick Fury from his younger years.
Before the eye patch. I think this is how.
I keep having these memories. I see flashes. I think I had a life here. But I can't tell if it's real.
you have no idea what threats are out there.
Oh, she punched her grandma.
I'll get to that in a minute.
I heard you here before. Come on.
What just happened?
Mhm.
I'm not what you think I am.
Here she is in her full glory.
She looks epic in that scene.
Yeah. Okay. So, what did everybody think of that first trailer for Captain Marvel?
Terrible.
Good.
It's exciting.
Well, now stop it.
So can I explain the...
You can explain the whole grandma thing. Oh, hi, Emmanuel. Go ahead, Wreck-It Ralph fan.
So apparently we saw she punched the woman, right?
Yes, we did.
Well, did you also see the green-eared people, the green-colored people before that scene?
Oh, of course.
Those are the Skrull, and they're known for being able to shapeshift into anyone and anything.
Yep.
And it's possible that she's one of the characters who can tell when a Skrull is in disguise or not.
Yeah. Kind of like, the changelings. How are you guys? Well, we're doing fine. We're doing a stream in tribute of Mr. Stan Lee, who has passed away today. He was the one who made all of the Marvel projects possible. And he was the one
Marvel.
And he was the one who did all the other who did the comic books before he made cameo appearances in movies. So, Emmanuel, if you would like to hop on to the stream and join us, then there's a link there, or I could just add you personally to the panel.
I know what scares me about the Skrull.
Oh, the Skrull, yeah.
Well, since they're able to shapeshift into anyone and anything, it's been rumored that the secret invasion might be coming in the movies, which is where in the comics there was the secret invasion, which is where certain heroes discover that almost 50% of the heroes, if not more so, of the Marvel universe, they were replaced by Skrull spies years ago.
Oh yeah, and that might kind of explain why some of the events and I think she might have something to do with Infinity War Part 2 and Avengers 4, I think.
She will, and Ant-Man will help too because of the quantum realm.
Yep. Yeah, because Ant-Man there's the ending spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is completely understandable.
He got trapped because the Thanos' snap got to his friends, and now what?
What was that you said, Josh?
Go on. I'll let you finish.
Ant-Man went to the quantum realm to collect particles for Hank and the others, but the Thanos' snap from Infinity War got to them, so now he's trapped in the quantum realm. But I hear that may work to their advantage in part 2.
Yeah, and there was like a lot of people are saying like there's like some connection to the Infinity War plot with the plot of the main story of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where almost all the characters have died because apparently the gods had like hands in them and they were taking them. But the twist is that they turned all the heroes into villains that Kirby has to fight off in the game.
Yeah, I still can't believe Mario was captured.
And what?
I couldn't believe that Mario was captured too. And sorry for being off topic, but I just wanted to share that there is a connection there.
All right. But yeah, you get the secret invasion thing I was telling you about.
Yep, the secret invasion.
It might explain what.
Yeah, I think maybe like some of the heroes that died in Infinity War, they might have been like the Scrollum in disguise. They just kind of shapeshifted into the heroes that they are known as. Or maybe it might have been something else. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens in the Captain Marvel movie.
Rumors are that Wong or Thaddeus Ross were Skrulls.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've been talking a lot about like Captain Marvel and Infinity War and everything, and these kind of tied into like what Stan Lee had kind of worked for in terms of like the movies and stuff like that. Even like films that were kind of that were critically panned, like say the new one, Venom, for example. Venom might have like some sort of a connection to maybe Avengers Infinity War, but I don't know if there is a connection or not.
I don't think so. I hear that X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Venom are part of their own universe, and Deadpool.
Yeah, they are. And there was like there's also gonna be like this like the Spider-Man Far From Home prequel that's gonna come out in sooner or later.
Next year
might have something to do with Infinity War.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with like Tom Holland in it as Spider-Man.
Yeah, I hear it's actually supposed to take place, and I'm not sure if it's sometime after or sometime before Infinity War.
Yeah, it might have been like one. It might be just the former. If not, and then it's the latter.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough.
I think this is going well, personally.
Yeah, this is kind of going well because we've been talking a lot about like some of the more upcoming stuff that Marvel has to offer, and we also have been covering like a lot of stuff that Stan Lee has been responsible for. Like I don't know if we've I think we've kind of talked about Spider-Man a lot. I don't know if we've like touched on
what about Doctor Strange?
Yeah, Doctor Strange. Yeah, I remember watching that movie recently.
I've heard of Doctor
Strange. Yeah, he was really trippy.
Ever hear of the movie Inception?
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
He was trippy?
Inception. No, actually, like all of the effects, like when he was going through like a time dimension after time dimension, like it was like the effects, they were just rather like woo. Like
they were like reality bending or mirroring or
like going through the same effect over and over and over again. Just kind of shocking. Anyways though, it's interesting. It's amazing like what came up when Doctor Strange had to save the universe from all the destruction that's been happening. From the villain. I can't remember his name, though.
Dormammu.
Dormammu. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
guy.
big guy. Mhm.
Yeah,
He creeped me out.
Yeah,
he was
I
also
agree.
done by
It is pretty scary.
he was also done by Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, Benedict Cumberbatch. Like he was I think he did a great job with the American accent. And that's pretty good for a British actor, especially like in other roles, like say the new like the Grinch in the new Grinch movie by Illumination Studios, for example. Like sorry for going off topic, but you know the Grinch it came out recently and it has the same actor as Doctor Strange in it as the main character.
Yep.
Wow.
And in the comics, just to say about Dormammu, he's considerably Doctor Strange's archenemy.
Yes, he is.
He is like Dormammu must have really hated Doctor Strange's guts.
yes. Man.
No pun
Especially
intended.
after the
How
time loop.
in the movie he was shown as a surgeon, and he
What?
worked on people's guts to fix them.
Oh yeah. Another character that he did was Black Panther, like we said, but he said that he was always fascinated with the idea of a superhero from another country like Africa.
Yeah. And he was also like pretty interested in like having like a racially diverse superhero, because you know he wanted to add like more variety to the superhero lineup in the comics.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was said, and remember Ulysses Claw from Black Panther?
The
arms dealer from Age of Ultron.
What was that about?
That character?
Yeah.
He's one of the two archenemies of Black Panther, the other being Man-Ape. Some character with Man-Ape is that guy who dresses as a white gorilla.
What a strange thing for a villain.
But anyways, Ulysses Claw was as you saw in Age of Ultron, his arm was cut off.
Yeah, it was strange because he was like trying to fight with Ultron to kind of take over the world. Like wasn't that true? But
yeah, he was helping him build an vibranium body.
Yeah. And I think if I'm not mistaken, he was kind of going along the lines of Bucky, Captain America's best friend.
With the soldier, yep.
Yeah, we'll touch on Captain America and Bucky in just a minute. But you know, the Black Panther, apparently it was like praised so much as like one of the first movies to have like racially diverse superhero. And a lot of people, especially like Black people, they really like that one.
And Ulysses Claw, if I could continue,
Go ahead.
In the comics, he was an arms dealer, but then he replaced his arm, which in the comics was cut off by Black Panther's father. He replaced his arm with a sonic ray that can control sound, and ended up becoming a cyborg that controls sound itself. Which I'm not sure if it did that in the movie.
Yeah, I don't think they added that detail in the movie.
No, I didn't. No, what's on my check? No.
Yeah, he is. So, is it okay if we move on to Captain America?
Be my guest.
Okay, so Captain America, apparently, like, he was like, it was like, I think it was like kind of like during like,
The
because
actual
he
World War
wanted to
II.
create. I think Stan Lee wanted to create like a more patriotic superhero, that kind of represents the United States of America, at least from my knowledge.
That's what I'm recalling.
And yeah, the movie, it takes place during World War II, when Steve Rogers was joining the military, and he apparently couldn't because he had health issues. Yeah, and he had like superpowers from like the super syringe that gave him these powers so that he can join the military and
Unfortunately, he started out
Nazis.
Yeah, and he ended up facing another super soldier, which was a failed experiment called Red Skull, arch enemy in the comic.
Yep.
So what was Red Skull like, do you think?
What do you mean?
In the comics.
He was he was a worker for Hitler in the comics. Sorry to bring him up, but
what? Hitler.
But yeah, in the comics, he started out as that, but then worked his way up as a top general for the Nazis, and ended up trying to work this super serum on himself. But unfortunately, there was a side effect that made his face look more like a red skull.
Yeah, like somebody put blood all over his skull for no apparent reason. Like that guy, like when I saw him in the film, he just kind of, he just creeps me out so much. Like, what happened to his face?
By the way, can I mention something?
Yes, you can.
I feel I'm one of the few people who is impressed that he found a way to make a mask that looks exactly like a real face.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and that's what makes it so creepy too, because his face, it looks almost so realistic up to the point where, like, as a viewer, you just want to puke what you had for lunch.
Yeah.
Sorry for bringing up that joke. Yeah, and I think he might have been defeated in the end, and it resulted into Captain America being frozen for over 100 years, and then getting into modern New York City to be the first Avenger.
Yep.
That's what it would have led to.
Nick Fury said that they wanted to break the news to him slowly, but he escaped instead.
Yeah.
And that's one of the more. And that's an interesting point to bring up too. The fact that he was the Stan Lee was mostly responsible for the Avengers, and the fact that it was pretty interesting to see all the superheroes come together. The original Avengers, like Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Spider-Man, Iron Man, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And in the movie, they only show like Black Widow, Hawkeye, and Captain America, Iron Man, and the Hulk. They didn't put Spider-Man into the group until Infinity War.
Civil War, actually.
Civil War. Yeah. That's when like Captain America and Iron Man were at their wits' end when they signed the accord saying that the government can have their eye on the superheroes so that they won't destroy anything after the event of Age of Ultron.
Yeah, but luckily, they said that in Infinity War Part 2, their relationship will finally be fixed.
Hopefully that will still work out in Avengers Infinity War Part 2. And which is coming out in no less than a few years or so.
No, next May.
Oh, next May. That's in 29. That's May 2019, I think.
Yep.
Great. He was his birthday. Great.
That long?
Just lovely.
It's not that much further.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Why
not
you
that much further. I mean, we still have about like a year left, and then comes Captain Marvel and Avengers Infinity War Part 2, and maybe in a few years, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, if they ever find a new director.
Right. They're on hold until they find a new director. They said Guardians 3 is on the still on the table, but not yet decide if it's gone.
Yeah, and there was like the whole thing with James Gunn being fired from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 because of these tweets that he made in the past.
Ouch.
Yeah, I think I might have talked about that with Justin in a Hangout thing, in Hangouts messaging.
Telling me that.
Yeah, what do you yeah, anyways, and there's also like his best friend from the war, and his name was he was Bucky. So I think he was frozen before he was taken in by the German professor villain from Winter Soldier. What's his name?
I can't remember, but I know who you're talking about. He got the one who got integrated into that computer.
Yeah, he was the one who made Bucky turn evil.
Yeah.
Damn.
And that was pretty scary. And it wasn't until like, you know, like it was shown in Civil War when Bucky had escaped to Wakanda, you know, and he found a place there, so he could like find the place so he could find his inner happiness, I think,
or regain his memories.
Yeah, regain his memories. Like, it's that German doctor might have brainwashed him. Yeah, I know it's a little bit unsettling to talk about. But anyways, since we touched on Guardians of the Galaxy and that huge pie, let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy, because apparently, as a person, maybe the head of Marvel, Stan Lee, might have had something to do with it. But with it in the comics, I think.
Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah. Is there anything like there was like I've been kind of curious about like how the Guardians of the Galaxy had gone for in the comics, you know, like Peter Quill, Gamora, Drax, Groot, and Rocket Raccoon.
Yep.
Well, I checked. Yeah. I did research before, and it turns out the original Guardians of the Galaxy were Yondu and his crew.
Oh, Yondu! You know, the guy who took Peter Quill in after his mother died in the first movie.
Yep.
And Yondu and that crew that we meet at the end of Guardians 2, and those were the original members, but they decided to go with they went for some more fun-loving characters after, and they introduced Rocket and Groot.
Yeah, like Gamora. Yeah, you know, like Peter Quill and Gamora and Drax. Wasn't Drax part of like Yondu's crew before Peter Quill came along?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Justin, were you gonna say something about Guardians of the Galaxy?
Well, yeah, yeah, I did see that film. Actually, both of them, actually.
And what did you think of them?
I kind of like the sequel better.
Yeah, I think I kind of like the sequel better too. In the first movie, you see like Peter Quill's mother; she's been dying of cancer, and the Yondu took him in, and they made him do a lot of evil stuff. Like he tried to steal like a gem of some sorts, and
the Infinity Stone.
The Infinity Stone, and that's what got him arrested along with the
Others.
Gamora, Drax, Rocky Raccoon, and Groot for other crimes. And that led to the hilarious part where he wound up where Peter Quill wound up the middle finger in front of the police officers. I know it's kind of inappropriate. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
When that gem blew up in the collector's room, I don't know if you noticed, but when they got up, Peter Quill said, "What?" Something crashes, but he still mouths the word.
Yeah,
What the?
Yeah, that was really, the first one was pretty funny, and the second one, it was really funny too. In fact, there was this one scene where Mantis, he goes and feels like Peter Quill, and he says, "You feel love," and then Peter's like, "Yeah, I feel unconditional love," and he said, "No, a sexual love," and he points to Gamora and he says, "For her." And that's when Drax started going crazy. That's when he started laughing.
And when Mantis felt him, she laughed with him.
Yeah. And I don't know if that joke was a bit inappropriate for me to tell in the stream if there might be minors who might be watching. But anyways, so like it's really interesting to see like all the other Marvel comics come together in the movie, especially films like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like there was, I believe that they were like the first superhero group to be in a Marvel comic. No, that was X-Men, I think.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, which came first, Guardians of the Galaxy or X-Men?
I think X-Men.
Yeah, X-Men came first.
I haven't seen two of the movies, not the second one.
What about Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh my gosh, we were just talking about it. I've heard that Gamora was like the daughter of Thanos in Infinity War. Thanos was the one who killed his own daughter. What a heartless man he killed her just to get the Infinity Stone. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, from what I heard, the directors wanted to prove.
Go ahead, Wreck-It fan.
They said the directors said that not only did they want to bring all the characters together, but they wanted to prove Thanos the most powerful and most evil villain in the Marvel universe, which I agree with.
Yeah, I agree. He is like, yeah, he is the most heartless person on the face of the earth in this situation. Sure, he may have saved the universe with like the snap with the Infinity Gauntlet, but that does not mean that he is the hero of the movie. He's still a heartless villain. He's still heartless for killing his own daughter.
Yeah, he was. He's a total monster, and I agree that he's the most evil one in the movies.
He was, and even when he was trying to find the Soul Stone, like for her sister, like the robot one. What's her name? I forgot.
Nebula.
Nebula. Yeah, Nebula. He was with Nebula just to find the location of the Soul Stone, and he's been like, I'm gonna throw her off a cliff.
Jeez.
Where do you think they were?
That was dark. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Luckily, in part 2, the surviving heroes are gonna work together to not only get their friends back, but stop Thanos, because you can bet they're not gonna let him off easy for what he's done to the universe.
Of course they're not. I mean, they're the good guys here, not Thanos. Unlike those theories, like Natalia Murillo says she's back. She's been commenting like on other things that had absolutely nothing to do with with Stanley. She's been like saying that something about like Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet coming out on November 21st.
That too.
What other heroes should we talk about?
Ant-Man?
The Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk.
Hulk. Oh, the guy who was like when
green
Bruce
guy.
Banner becomes angry, he turns huge, big, and green. Not to be confused with Shrek.
They once
Yay.
made a joke.
Yeah. But
Shrek?
no, Shrek is not the Hulk's younger brother. That's a completely different universe.
Yeah,
Wait,
and
is Hulk?
So the Hulk apparently, like, Bruce Banner, I think he might have accidentally put into some like chemical that apparently turned him into this green giant whenever he gets mad. Not like Jolly Green Giant. Oh.
it was gamma radiation that turned him into the Hulk, and the gamma radiation was a failed version of the super serum from Captain America.
Yeah, it was the failed version. Like, did he like get that poured on him, or was it injected?
Injected.
Oh.
The gamma radiation, like, did that was it like exposed to his skin or something like that?
Yep, that was. Yeah.
Interesting. And there was like a movie that had like someone like Mark Ruffalo in it.
The first Hulk movie was Edward Norton, actually.
Oh, Edward Norton. Yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Later, Mark Ruffalo took his place.
Oh yeah. Ed Norton had kind of decided, like he was not gonna play Hulk anymore, right?
What?
Guess he felt it wouldn't work out or something, or am I wrong?
Yeah, I think it's like that's what I'm thinking. Either that or he just wanted nothing to do with the modern Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Something I should note is that, you know how Hulk was stuck in Hulk form for 2 years during Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, he was.
That was a scary position.
That was a scary position to be in until he turned into like Bruce Banner. And he tried to get into his Hulk form in Infinity War, but
Nothing happened.
And he was sent to the Soul World.
Yeah, probably I thought it was
Hulk
scared
actually
away
survived.
or something.
The Hulk actually what?
Hulk actually survived the snap.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Okay, let's go to R.I.P.
But apparently in part 2, Hulk will finally find a way to mix himself and Bruce Banner at once, which is something called Professor Hulk.
Oh, God.
Wait, wasn't Professor Hulk in the comics or something?
Yeah, it was where Hulk was still in his Hulk form, but still had the intelligence of Bruce Banner and the ability to speak.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this is interesting. So Hulk was a very interesting person, like in the comics. There are some interesting storylines that that might have him in the comics. Like what are some of the more interesting highlights from Hulk in the comics? Do you think?
It was Planet Hulk.
Planet Hulk. Oh my God.
Well, it's not exactly a planet of Hulks. It was a planet where Hulking finds himself in space and teams up with a group of gladiator aliens to save the planet.
What?
Yeah, it's interesting to see like Hulk go from one thing to the next and the next, and Bruce Banner, like he was actually he actually has a very interesting character arc, especially in the Avengers movies, where was it like Black Scarlet Witch had tried to calm him down with lullabies and whatnot.
Black Widow, actually.
Oh, Black Widow. Oh shoot.
It's
Oh,
fine.
speaking of Black Widow,
Avengers.
I heard from what I've noted, like she was like a Russian spy before she joined the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
She was.
Yeah, and she had to be sterilized because they didn't want to have her children pass along the genes of being the super spy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I hear that she and Hawkeye are getting their own dual movie or something.
When's that coming out, by the way?
Not sure, but it's apparently going to connect to something called Y2K.
Oh, Y2K.
What?
I was born a year after that. Like Y2K. Y2K, I mean. Not the...
Yeah, it's somehow going to involve Hawkeye and Black Widow and how they were somehow connected to that event.
Oh, yeah, interesting. A lot of people apparently give Hawkeye a lot of flack because he's apparently useless as an Avenger.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but personally, I think Hawkeye is one of the more underrated Avengers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I liked how he introduced his family in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I really liked that too. I thought it was pretty sweet.
Though I don't mean to upset you, but you know how Hawkeye was missing in Infinity War?
Yeah.
And
He
then
was
there
under house arrest, like they said.
Yeah, he was under house
survived.
arrest along with Scott, who is Ant-Man too.
Mm-hmm. Both
Yeah,
missing.
but it's rumored that I'm afraid that it was rumored that Hawkeye will come back, but without his family, because apparently his family didn't survive the snap.
Oh. Yeesh.
Yee.
And Hawkeye will find out about Thanos and say he is going to pay.
I hope so.
Yeah, I would be really upset, if Thanos did the snap and my family was taken away.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Something happened?
No, actually, I was just kind of like, imagining like if Thanos was ever real and the snap had been done, and that's when I would have been like Hawkeye and said like, he's gonna pay for what he's done.
Yeah, I can imagine the anger.
Yeah, I can imagine the anger too. Like same with like, Scott when he was under house arrest, he teamed up with the Wasp to fight a villain and try to find her Hope's mother.
Yeah, Ghost.
A
They're
ghost.
fighting Ghost.
And
Yeah, no, don't.
wasn't he like not placed under house arrest after that?
No,
He got
no,
free from
you
house
were
arrest.
playing.
3 years of house arrest.
Damn.
Oh yeah, that.
And like, wasn't he like free from that after?
He was.
Yeah, he was. I remember that movie almost vividly.
Me too.
Me
In the ending, oh my gosh, the ending. Where do I even begin? This has somewhat of a tie to Infinity War because Hope, Hank, and the mother, they apparently were burned to ashes, and so was Ant-Man, I think.
No, Ant-Man's still in the quantum realm, but
He is still in the
but they're gonna find. I think that's the reason he.
Sorry.
I think he was unaffected. I think he was unaffected because he was in the quantum realm at the time of the snap.
Yeah, he was. And yeah, in the Wasp, she was pretty interesting too. Even as a female, one of the lines of female superheroes, like Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, and
Gamora.
Gamora, and even Captain Marvel, which, by the way, we saw. If you're joining us, we watched the trailer for, and I'm pretty
Yeah, and
excited
she'll
for.
be important.
I'm pretty excited for Captain Marvel. I want to see how that film turns out.
What about Thor?
Thor! Yeah. So fun fact, Thor is actually one of the gods of the Vikings.
Yeah.
And they made him, and Marvel decided, hey, maybe we can have him as a superhero.
Yeah, it was a clever idea. I still have one of his comics in my room. One of the original 50s comics.
Lucky. Aren't you quite jealous?
Sorry.
Chris Hemsworth.
All the comics I have Deadpool, by the way.
Chris Hemsworth, when he played Thor, I thought he was I thought he was a really good Thor, in my opinion. Even in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, have you seen there's let's see, there was Thor Dark World and Thor Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
just seen Thor after I just mentioned him.
Yeah, we're just talking about him. So, is there? Yeah, what are some of the more factoids about Thor that we also need to know about? I know
Odin
that.
was.
Go ahead.
I just think that I heard somewhere that Odin used to be part of his own team of heroes in the prehistoric. I mean, not prehistoric, but in the olden times. It was similar to the Avengers, but not.
Solus Trenchcoat said, "Hey, what's up? When did Lee pass? He passed today." And we're talking about all the characters that he apparently was had a huge part of.
Was he created? It wasn't created, I think.
We're talking about Thor as of right now, so
yeah.
Just back to Ant-Man real quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember Luis? He was. He may not be an original. He may not be a comic character, but he was a fun character.
Yeah, he was a fun movie character. He was one of he was Thor had a limp in his human form. Well, good to know. So listen, anyways, Luis, he was actually one of Scott's best friends, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and closest allies, and he was introduced into the movie, and they liked him so much that they made him a comic book character eventually, a character in the newer comics.
Sorry about that. I had to clean my room. Sorry about that.
But on the bright side, I hear he survived the snap.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they said that he's gonna be part of Infinity War Part 2 somehow.
Maybe with Ant-Man or something like that?
Maybe as an ally.
Good to know. But anyways, back to
Thor.
Back to Thor. His brother Loki, he apparently was the antagonist in the first Avengers movie because he's almost been kind of killing everybody with his little spear staff thing that shoots lasers.
The hypnotic staff, which had the Mind Stone.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that one. And
Thanos hired him.
Oh, Thanos hired him to be
did.
an assassin for all the people on Earth. But then, when the Avengers defeated him, he kind of decided, I might be the good guy or I may not be.
He's a bit of an anti-hero in later movies.
Yeah, he is. Kind of like, say, Deadpool, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeah, Loki, he hasn't really changed, much from the other movies. Thor in Thor Ragnarok, he was shown as like the ruler of the of Asgard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he faked his death and it took Odin's place.
Yeah, and Odin apparently he had suffered from death, and there was something about like the Thor's family that apparently was interesting. Hela, I that was she was the eldest sister of Loki and Thor. She was like conquering like all the worlds to just she was like basically the conqueror of all worlds for Asgard before she got put away
Broke Thor's hammer.
for good. You were saying something, Justin?
Yeah, I was saying that she was the only first person to break Thor's hammer completely.
Yeah, and that was that was pretty uncalled for her, even as a villain, if you ask me. At least in Infinity War, he decided to take matters into his own hands and make a bigger, larger hammer.
Yeah, the Stormbreaker, which may introduce a new character called Beta Ray Bill.
And Soul's Trenchcoat says Loki is an interesting character. He is getting his own show.
What?
Huh. I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah, that's
Speaking
what.
of Loki.
Go ahead.
No, you first.
So as I was saying though, the Stormbreaker, I don't think it kind of worked on Thanos because he was still did the snap.
And they're gone from the snap.
Yeah.
Half the universe.
What about the Juggernaut?
The what?
Oh, yeah.
That's a different
Juggernaut.
universe.
That's a different universe.
Oh.
And Loki's getting his own show on the Disney streaming service.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
Oh, boy.
So speaking of Loki, we know how we saw Thanos snap his neck.
And he died. Yeah.
Ah! Oh my gosh, that is so gruesome. Like,
Jeez, bro. Also reminds me of other fatalities from Mortal Kombat. That's what it looked like.
But I should mention that in part 2, they said that they're with the quantum realm, they're gonna time travel to get certain Infinity Stones before Thanos ever got to them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
And while with the time travel, they'll get the stones before Thanos ever got to them, or in Rocket's case, bet on horses that he knows are gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
But while time traveling, they're gonna give Loki a hint about his future, so he can prevent it.
Yeah, that should be a good storyline for the new Infinity War movie.
I know that time travel is a bit risky, but I thought it was interesting for Marvel.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting for Marvel to go into that route too. And I know if Stan Lee were alive, he would have been like absolutely. If he saw that movie coming out, if he was still alive, he would have like absolutely loved it, and probably would have asked for maybe I could get a cameo. Beta Ray is awesome. Loved him in the Planet Hulk movie.
Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill, yes. I've never actually heard of Beta Ray Bill. What was he like? What was he like in the comics? I'm kind of curious.
Well, he was a fan of Thor, and wanted to become like Thor. And after a series of trials that he went through, he proved himself worthy. But since he couldn't have Mjolnir, Odin gave him the Stormbreaker as his own hammer. He's been an ally of Thor ever since.
Interesting. It sounds like Beta Ray might be a good character for Marvel to introduce.
Yeah, they wanted to introduce him in either Thor Ragnarok or Infinity War, but somehow they couldn't. but still.
Yeah. Oh, and need I mention that the other heroes that might have been in the case? I know we kind of talked about. Need I mention like Vision and Scarlet Witch?
Oh yeah, they had a good relationship build up.
Mm-hmm. And yeah,
What now?
yeah, and Thanos killed him because apparently he had Vision
The Mind Stone in his
had the Mind
forehead,
Stone
and
in
he
his
didn't.
head, and Thanos took it out. That was the only thing that he can think of, and that was with his brain.
Yeah,
I
he
thought,
reversed time to bring him back to life just so he could rip his forehead out, which was
Yeah.
awful.
Like, ugh. And Scarlet Witch may not have a
There we
like
go.
Vision around even after she. I don't think she survived the snap.
No, she died holding Vision in her arms.
Yeah, she did die holding Vision in her arms. Mm-hmm.
She turned to ash, and yeah.
That was pretty sad. I wonder how Scarlet Witch is ever gonna play out in the new Avengers movie or Infinity War Part 2.
Well, since they're time traveling, they could undo some bad events and save certain characters.
Yeah, probably.
Like, there's a rumor that they'll find a way to meet Quicksilver again,
Yeah,
Scarlet Witch's brother.
Yeah, he got killed by Ultron. Sadly.
yeah. Yes, Quicksilver got killed by Ultron. Like, and that was like a pretty heartless move from him. Not more heartless than Thanos killing Gamora.
Indeed, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was her brother, and she was. I think he was like the only person that Scarlet Witch would ever connect with.
The only one who understood her through
Yeah.
their childhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look forward to seeing Thanos gets what's coming to him.
Yeah, I really hope. I
Thank you.
really look forward to Thanos getting the beaten. Yeah, that's the. What he's gonna get in the movie is what he's gonna deserve.
Yep.
Indeed.
And what else? And Vision, like he was a more interesting character. When they introduced him in Age of Ultron,
He's part Jarvis.
Yes.
Jarvis. Yeah. And
Or something.
what? Sorry, that's my dog barking.
I hear dog barking. What is that?
What
is that dog barking?
My dog Vixie, she is a rabid barker when she goes at the front door. Like we're trying to talk about like all the Marvel stuff.
Rapid barker.
Yeah. But anyways, back to the characters that Stan Lee had a lot to do with.
In the comics, Ultron never really died, actually, but he was the creator of Vision.
Wait, what?
So if he created Vision for Scarlet to have a relationship with, then why did he kill his brother in the movie?
That'll be weird.
No, he wasn't building it for Vision. He wasn't building it for Scarlet Witch.
Oh, he wasn't
He was
building
building
it for Scarlet Witch? Oh shoot.
Uh-oh.
Like, why did he? If he was building like Vision, then why did he kill Scarlet Witch's brother in the movie?
I don't
He
know.
was trying to fight the Avengers, but Quicksilver got in the way.
Yeah, he was like, get out of the way, and then he just kills him, like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And Vision was meant to be his new body, but the Avengers stole it and turned him good.
Yeah. They turned him into the good guy, which is a good thing because if Vision had killed Quicksilver too, then he would have been known as like the heartless villain, more but not less heartless than Thanos.
Yeah.
What else? What else is there to talk about? Like, maybe like I don't know, but maybe like should we talk about like, oh, Deadpool. The character that was like, wasn't he like in?
He was part of X-Men.
Oh yeah, he was part of the X-Men. For a long while.
Wait, what?
We're gonna start talking about Deadpool.
Oh boy, here we go.
You know what I need right now?
What? Oh my gosh! Like, so apparently, like, Deadpool has had like some sort of cancer for a while, but then he had like powers that healed him from any sort of injury. Like, if he lost a hand, he would grow another hand, or if he lost a foot, then he would grow another foot. Thanks to those powers, which was kind
But it
of
also made him go crazy.
yeah, right. And I know we talked about like Ryan Reynolds when we were talking about the Detective Pikachu movie trailer.
Nah.
It looks like
remember-
asshole.
I remember Spider-Man.
Good
What
God.
the hell is this? What catsup did we just invent?
Like, oh, so
Raven?
do you? Yeah. Can we? Oh, Spider-Man. A lot of people have been apparently, kind of like saying, hey, maybe like Spider-Man should be friends with Deadpool.
But
Yeah,
Spider-Man
yeah.
once said,
I already see the images coming.
I remember there was a video game where Deadpool appeared in a Spider-Man game as a boss.
Wait, what?
That actually that is true. It is true.
I didn't hear
Yeah, and
about
Spider-Man
Then you had
had this to say.
Spider-Man.
Hmm.
That was the game.
that.
Apparently during the Black Spider-Man campaign, Deadpool was actually one of the boss characters you can fight against.
No, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions.
I seen videos
Yes,
about that.
that is the game. That is the game I'm referring to.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's like a great famous phrase from Spider-Man: "With great power comes great responsibility."
I just realized Courage is in that game too. I forgot about him.
So when Deadpool was in the game, Spider-Man said, I don't know which is scarier, that this guy can somehow raise himself from the dead, or that they actually agreed to give him a TV show.
Yes, both are scary.
Come on. Oh, there, come on.
He's a walking mercenary. He's an idiot.
Speaking
Come
of the Deadpool cartoon, originally Donald Glover had like the idea of making a Deadpool cartoon, but apparently Fox kind of canceled it for some reason. And like there was like the trailer for the Harley Quinn cartoon that's gonna come out.
Yeah.
And it's where it's like, unlike the Deadpool cartoon, our cartoon is actually coming out. Like, seriously, Harley, that's kind of heartless of you to say.
Wait, what?
That's kind of a rub-in.
Yeah, rub it in.
Ah, damn it. Ah, crap.
Yeah, on the subject of Deadpool, his movie, like, I remember watching his movie before I went to Denver Comic-Con, and you know what? It was really funny. That was actually my first R-rated film.
Didn't you show a kid like artwork of him shooting someone?
Yeah, you did. Good God.
Oh, great. That kid's not scarred for life.
Mm-hmm. That didn't happen in the movie. That didn't happen.
You know what,
One question, though.
What?
Is he related to Slade by any chance?
No.
Just asking.
No.
I remember like they made a joke about that in Teen
Wait,
Titans.
that he came first.
Deadpool.
Don't get the
I'm
joke.
gonna have to go.
No. No, I came out like way before he did. Fun
If
guy.
anything, he should be.
Do not mention that show.
Thank you. No offense, Raven.
Give me a lighter.
Oh my god.
To
No
hell.
offense, Raven.
No, it's fine. Like fun fact, in the comics, I think Deathstroke came out in 1981, and I think Deadpool came out in terms of comics 10 years later.
So Slay was right.
10 to 15 years later.
Yeah, and
Oh god, no. My god, what am I approaching the two? Jeez.
There. That's what I think of. I hear that freaking
My
title.
god.
Never mention that show to my face.
Ah.
If I hear that show, you be dead.
Can we go back to Marvel then?
yes, we're going back to Marvel then. So, anyways, Deadpool, he's like kind of an interesting character, even in the comics. You know, he's one of the characters that likes to break the fourth wall every now and again.
Wait, I got to
Oh, damn it.
Hold on.
Good.
Hold on.
Oh, thank God.
Like, do you have anything that you would like to say about that? Any of you would like to say about Deadpool? Anything like appropriate?
Me?
Yes.
Well, he's definitely crazy, but he's usually just trying to do his own personal missions. His goals vary between comics, and it's funny that a lot of people don't in the comics find him annoying.
There. That's better to save it live.
Oh,
Sorry. I have to apologize.
Yeah, he is really crazy though. And he's really obsessed with like eating chimichangas. He's like, "Hi, my name is Deadpool, and I'm gonna have chimichangas for lunch."
yeah, yep, that's it for you.
Sadly, once the next is kicked out, she may just go, bye-bye.
Jeez.
This is getting a little crazy, so no offense, but I think I need to head to dinner.
All right. I'll see you then.
Thanks for having me.
All right. No, don't mention it at all. And thanks for talking about Marvel with us. And we will. I'll see you on the other side of the planet.
I hope to chat with you again soon.
All right.
There. Happy.
Okay.
Great.
So let's see. We've been talking about Deadpool for the past few minutes. Do you think it might be a good idea to kind of stop here?
What?
During the stream?
Oh, what? Because one awkward person enters the stream. That's pretty much you insulting.
Okay. Well, are there any other heroes that you like that for Marvel?
Well, let's talk about Batman.
No, Batman's not Marvel, for crying out loud! He died in the hospital on the 6th anniversary of Black Ops 2. Okay, that was awkward. Anyway, so rest in peace to Stan Lee. We'll miss you dearly. We will always remember him for bringing the nerd community together.
And then they went away because Stan Lee had decided to do an ashtray way.
Yep.
So Anyways, thank you guys for joining us to pay our respects for Stan Lee. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the brighter side of the planet.
I'm Batman.
See you next time.